Anthony bought a pair of sneakers for $40. He wore them once, ran for the bus, and watched the sole peel off like a banana. But Travis Scott's sneakers go through some unimaginable pain during live concerts, and yet they endure it all without a scratch. Since that fateful day, he has wondered, what separates the cheap kicks from the ones that cost a month's rent? What exactly happens in the factory where these sneakers are made? And how to plot revenge against the bus driver who didn't bother to stop for you? Well, sorry Anthony, we don't really have the answer for the last one, but in this video, we'll unravel the mystery behind how sneakers are made, why some are absurdly expensive, and why they're wearable works of art. Oh, and stick around, because we'll also dive into how sneakers became icons, from the Nike Cortez to Travis Scott's infamous Travs. And while we're here, hit that like button and subscribe. Unlike the resale price of those Air Jordans you're eyeing, it won't cost you a cent. Ever wonder why sneakers designed 2 years ago still look futuristic today? Designers aren't just thinking ahead, they're practically predicting the future. But how do they know what we'll want before we do? Every sneaker begins as an idea in the minds of designers. These creative geniuses don't just draw shoes, they're solving puzzles. Designers consider performance needs, aesthetics, and trends that won't even be a thing until 2 years down the line. They'll sketch dozens of versions, tweak every detail, and obsess over things like toe shapes and collar heights. But this isn't just art, it's science. Designers for performance sneakers, like running or basketball shoes, work closely with biomechanic experts to show how the human body moves. Think about the Nike Zoom Vaporfly, designed to help runners shave seconds off their time. That wasn't luck, it was years of analyzing foot strikes, energy return, and materials that practically defy physics. For lifestyle sneakers, it's about making a fashion statement. The chunky dad shoe trend? That's not just nostalgia for your middle school gym coach. It's high fashion irony at its finest. This Balenciaga Triple S became a cultural phenomenon because it dared to be ugly and succeeded. Once the designs are finalized, it's time for prototyping. Factories use cutting-edge 3D printing technology to create samples. These prototypes are tested for everything from comfort to durability. If the shoe doesn't pass the bend test, the flex test, or does it make me look cool on Instagram test, it's back to the drawing board. But this isn't just about durability. Brands also test different colorways to see which ones resonate. Take the Nike Cortez, for instance. Its red, white, and blue design wasn't just a nod to patriotism, it was a branding masterstroke. When Forrest Gump ran across America in a pair of Cortez, it cemented the shoe as an icon of endurance and Americana. The materials used in sneakers are like the ingredients in a gourmet recipe. They determine everything from comfort to performance to price. But how do brands decide which materials make the cut for a $50 sneaker versus a $500 one? The upper part of the sneaker, the part that wraps around your foot, can be made of leather, mesh, or synthetic materials. Premium sneakers often use full-grain leather, which is durable, molds to your foot, and looks classy. Knit materials like Adidas Prime Knit or Nike Fly Knit are lightweight and breathable, making them perfect for athletes. Then there's synthetic leather, a cost-effective option that's eco-friendly but less durable. Moving down, the midsole is where the magic happens. This layer is responsible for cushioning and shock absorption. Most midsoles are made from EVA foam, but innovations like Adidas Boost and Nike React take things to the next level. These technologies use advanced materials to provide energy return, which is a fancy way of saying your feet won't feel like death after running a marathon. Finally, there's the outsole, the part that touches the ground. Made of rubber, it's designed for grip and durability. Basketball shoes, for instance, have special traction patterns to handle quick cuts and pivots. It's like having a racing tire under your feet, but, way cooler. This is where the magic turns into reality. Factories operate like symphonies, with different teams handling specific parts of the shoe. First, machines cut the raw materials into panels. These panels are then stitched together by workers, who deserve way more credit than they get. Luxury sneakers, like those from Common Projects or Maison Margiela, often involve hand stitching, which adds to their premium price tag. The sole-making process is equally fascinating. Foam or rubber is poured into molds and heated until it hardens. The upper and sole are then glued together using industrial adhesives stronger than my willpower at a sneaker sale. For added durability, some sneakers get extra stitching along the sole. But it's not about functionality. Logos, embellishments, and color accents are added at this stage. Nike's iconic swoosh? It was designed by a student for $35 back in 1971. Imagine creating one of the most recognizable logos in history and getting paid less than the price of a single pair of Air Force Ones today. Imagine a sneaker bending, stretching, and baking under intense heat. Sounds extreme, right? But wait until you hear what happens when it fails. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. Once assembled, sneakers go through rigorous testing. They're bent, stretched, and even exposed to extreme temperatures to ensure they won't fall apart. Machines simulate walking, running, and jumping to see how the shoes form. Some brands even have humans wear test the sneakers. Because, let's face it, no machine can replicate the agony of stepping on a Lego. Brands like Nike and Adidas destroy defective sneakers to maintain their reputation for perfection. It's the sneaker equivalent of Hollywood deleting bad takes. Let's talk money. Why do some sneakers cost $50 while others are priced at $5,000? It boils down to three factors: materials, marketing, and hype. Premium materials like Italian leather or carbon fiber don't come cheap. Then there's the cost of innovation. Nike's Air Max and Adidas Boost weren't developed overnight. They require years of research and testing. Some sneakers now come with built-in chips that track your steps, calories burnt, and even your basketball game stats. Under Armour's Hover lineup connects to your phone for real-time performance feedback. Marketing plays a massive role too. When a brand partners with a celebrity like Travis Scott, they're not just paying for his endorsement, they're buying into his cultural influence. The Travis Scott X Air Jordan 1 isn't just a sneaker, it's a status symbol. And finally, exclusivity drives up prices. Limited edition releases create artificial scarcity, which fuels hype. Remember the Dior X Jordan collaboration? Those sneakers retailed for $2,000, but now resell for $10,000. It's the sneaker equivalent of winning the lottery. Let's talk about sneaker customization, because who doesn't want their kicks to scream one of a kind? These days, brands are letting you play designer. With services like Nike by You, you can personalize just about everything: colors, materials, laces, and even add your initials. Want a neon green swoosh on a matte black base? Done. Prefer leather on one shoe and knit on the other? Sure, why not? Want Elizabeth Olsen to marry you? Okay, well, never mind that. Hold your thoughts there. The beauty of this trend is that it turns your sneakers into wearable art, a direct reflection of your style. And it's not just about personal choices. Customization has become a playground for creativity in the sneaker world. Then there's the rise of artist collaborations. These are independent designers teaming up with major brands to drop limited edition sneakers you'll likely never see on someone else. Virgil Abloh's The 10 collection with Nike is a prime example. He deconstructed classics like the Air Jordan 1 and turned them into something edgy and raw, making them more of a collector's item than just footwear. These artistic collabs blur the line between function and fashion. The best part? Each pair tells a story, making your sneakers a conversation starter everywhere you go. And let's not forget the custom sneakers scene outside of the big brands. There's a whole underground culture of sneakerheads who repaint, restitch, and even resole shoes by hand to create one-of-a-kind masterpieces. Whether it's a tribute to a favorite movie, a sports team, or just an explosion of creativity, these custom kicks prove that sneakers can be more than just shoes. They're personal statements, walking canvases, and sometimes even collectibles worth thousands. Did you know there are museums dedicated to sneakers? The Bata Shoe Museum in Toronto has rare prototypes and iconic sneakers on display. Sneakers have transcended their functional purpose to become cultural icons. Take the Air Jordan 1, which changed the game not just for basketball players, but for fashion. Or the Nike Cortez, which gained street cred from movies like Forrest Gump and its ties to hip-hop culture. Michael Jordan wasn't the only athlete with iconic sneakers. Tennis player Stan Smith's Adidas sneaker has sold over 50 million pairs since its debut. The solid gold OVO X Jordans, commissioned by Drake, cost $2 million and weigh 50 pounds. No running marathons in those. Sneakers have become a symbol of self-expression and rebellion. The Converse Chuck Taylor All-Stars were adopted by punk rockers, while Jordans symbolize street culture dominance. And then there's Travis Scott, whose collaborations with Nike have turned sneakers into collectible art. His reverse swoosh design on the Air Jordan 1 wasn't just a bold choice. It was a stroke of genius that made sneakerheads go wild. Sneakers are no longer just footwear. They're symbols of identity, status, and sometimes even rebellion. The Nike Cortez wasn't just about Forrest Gump. It also had a connection to the gangs of LA. During the 1980s and 1990s, the Nike Cortez became a symbol of gang affiliation, especially in Los Angeles. Its simple, bold design and availability in customizable colorways made it a subtle but powerful way for gang members to represent their territory or allegiance. Certain colors of Cortez sneakers, like red or blue, were associated with specific gangs, such as the Bloods or the Crips. Wearing the wrong color in the wrong neighborhood could make you a target, turning the seemingly innocent sneaker into a dangerous statement. In fact, the shoe became so tied to gang culture that law enforcement began using it as a clue for identifying potential gang members. The gang-related history of the Nike Cortez also led to its ban in several schools across the United States. School administrators, trying to curb violence and keep campuses safe, prohibited students from wearing the shoes, especially in areas where gang activity was prevalent. The reasoning was simple. By eliminating the visible symbols of gang affiliation, they hoped to reduce tensions and prevent conflicts. These sneakers had a crazy history that adds to their popularity. Did you know sneakers can tie themselves? Nike's Hyper Adapt and Adapt BB models introduce self-lacing technology straight out of Back to the Future. This innovation uses tiny motors and sensors to adjust fit in real time. Sneaker drops aren't just product launches, they're events. A long line of excited fans wrapped around the block, some camping overnight with folding chairs and snacks, all waiting for their shot at a pair of exclusive kicks. It's not so different from lining up for tickets to see your favorite artist live, except here the stage is a sneaker store and the headliner is a pair of limited edition Jordans. The atmosphere? Electric. People bond over shared excitement, swap stories about past drops, and hype each other up for what's about to happen. It's a cultural phenomenon that combines fashion, passion, and pure adrenaline. And that's just the physical side of things. Online sneaker drops are their own brand of chaos. The clock strikes release time, and suddenly it's a digital battlefield. Thousands of people refreshing their browsers, bots competing to snag pairs, and servers crashing under the weight of demand. Scoring a coveted pair feels like winning the lottery. And if you don't, well, there's always the resale market, where prices skyrocket faster than a concert ticket in the hands of scalpers. Speaking of resale, that's where sneaker drops take on a life of their own. Much like how rare concert memorabilia becomes insanely valuable, a limited edition sneaker can sell for 10 times its retail price just hours after release. Think Travis Scott's Cactus Jack Jordans or the Dior X Air Jordan 1. These drops create a feeding frenzy, with buyers not just chasing a product, but a piece of sneaker history. Each drop is its own mini pop culture moment, with fans and celebrities alike scrambling to grab a piece of the action. Ultimately, sneaker drops are more than just about buying shoes. They're cultural events that bring together communities, spark conversations, and create memories. Whether you're in line at the store, frantically clicking online, or watching it all unfold on social media, it's an experience. A high-energy, unpredictable spectacle where passion for sneakers takes center stage. In recent years, sustainability has become a buzzword in the sneaker industry. Brands like Adidas and Nike are using recycled materials to create eco-friendly shoes. Adidas's Parley line, for example, uses plastic waste from oceans to craft stylish, functional sneakers. Nike's Move to Zero initiative focuses on reducing waste and carbon emissions, proving that being green doesn't mean sacrificing performance. But here's the twist: sustainable sneakers often cost more. The advanced technology and materials required to make them eco-friendly doesn't come cheap. So when you buy a pair, you're not just paying for the shoe, you're investing in the planet. From the drawing board to the factory floor, sneakers are a blend of art, science, and culture. They're designed to perform, built to last, and crafted to turn heads. Whether you're rocking a budget-friendly pair or splurging on limited editions, every sneaker tells a story. And now you know what goes into making those kicks you love so much. So the next time you lace up, take a moment to appreciate the journey your sneakers went through. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of sneakers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And drop a comment telling us your favorite pair or the one you'd sell your soul to own.